Why play? Have you ever wanted to play a sport that developed your reflexes while allowing you to be outside with your friends at the same time? That sport is Airsoft, a fun, interactive sport that I've personally been playing for about 1.5 years now. Hello, I'm Ryan Henry, and this is my 8th year with the Clever Clovers 4-H Club. And today I'm going to be telling you what Airsoft is, what advantages there are to playing Airsoft, and how to use it safely. I'm giving this speech so that you may be inspired to play this fun sport. So, what is Airsoft? When I hear the words Airsoft and YouTube, I think of these two YouTubers on the screen behind me, Silo Entertainment and Novrich. These are the two YouTubers who originally got me into Airsoft. Airsoft is a sport where players are firing those 6mm plastic BBs at each other in simulated battles. The guns are restricted to a maximum of 300 to 500 FPS, depending on which field I play at. So, what advantages are there to playing Airsoft? Airsoft is a honor-based sport, so it develops quite a bit of sportsmanship. If I get hit, no one knows it but me and the other player. It is up to me to call the hit. Now, say if I shoot the other person and they don't call the hit, then it is up to the referee to either call on that player or eventually even expel them from the game. It is very good exercise playing Airsoft. We are running almost constantly. We have about 5 minutes usually between games where we are able to sit down and reset our gear. I have to have a lot of coordination while playing. I have to be able to think, okay, my last BB went over here. I need to adjust it this far over to be on mark, because our sights in Airsoft are anything but accurate. Imagination is one of the biggest parts of Airsoft. It's a game where you can be whoever you want and pretty much do whatever you want. It gets insane sometimes what people wear, and it's not always practical. We have a lot of leadership in Airsoft. There's usually one player who looks at what kind of strategies the team can use to get to their goal. They usually call it out and tell the other players what to do. I am sometimes that player, and the strategies once in a while will fail, but most of the time we work together and get through it. We have to observe a lot. I usually am wearing my GoPro when I play, attached to this helmet. So after I play, I rewatch my footage and see what did I miss so I can watch for that later. There's also snipers in Airsoft, so I have to watch for opposing snipers and be able to discern, is this a bush or is it a sniper sitting under a bush? Okay. That's too far. Okay. Airsoft is an adaptive sport. The game changes to the way you play. So there are two main play styles. They will change depending on the player. There's Speed Soft and Milsim. Speed Softers, okay, that's backwards. speed softers will wear whatever gear is lightest, whatever gun has the highest rate of fire, so they can move around the field very fast. They usually play on small indoor fields with a lot of barriers, so that it's a little more challenging. And they prefer fast-paced assault over strategic, smaller attacks. Milsim, on the other hand, is a little more relaxed. We'll wear whatever we want, usually kind of try to mimic real setups. We use whatever guns we think look the coolest. We usually are in outdoor fields with a lot of open spaces, and it's usually in those open spaces that you'll see people trying to reenact parts of their favorite movies. And the milsimmers do tend to use a little more tactics over speed and reckless assault. I am what's known as a speed simmer, so I'll wear a kit that looks pretty real and just I think looks cool, but I'll play in the same field as a speed softer. That's actually a picture of me with my whole setup. I have actually seen a few guys around Christmas time wearing Christmas hats, like Santa hats over their gear, orange vests. I heard one guy brought a banana suit one time. So we get a little crazy. But onto safety gear. Airsoft is a simulated gun, but just like anything, it has to have its proper safety precautions. So I have a vest to cover my chest area. This cost me about $40, and it covers both the back and the front, while including space for magazines and a holster and whatever else I can fit on the belt, sometimes even a rubber knife. So I also will wear a scarf, because if a BB hits my neck in the right way, it can either knock me unconscious or on my back and cause injuries. And I don't want to put a field through that, and I don't want to go through that. So I just wear a simple scarf that was given to me, and that's enough to stop a BB. One of the most important things in airsoft is eye protection. So the expensive wire mesh goggles will be kind of attractive, but they are very dangerous in one big way. A BB at pretty much any speed or any angle will shave off little bit shards, and those will go right into the wearer's eye. This is resulting in fields actually banning those kinds of goggles pretty much everywhere in the world now. These ones are vented on the side to allow airflow out and in to reduce fogging. These are my bird's eyewear goggles I wear with my helmet. They have no interior venting. So what happens is when I'm running, I sweat and it fills in these seals, and then the inside gets really hot and starts making the steam, which fills the lenses, and then I can't see. These, however, have barely ever fogged on me. Second important thing is the lower face protection. This is required at pretty much every field. The wire mesh is fine for lower face. They don't care if a shard comes into your area here, it won't hurt. What they're trying to prevent is a BB coming and either knocking out or even chipping a tooth. So when I'm not wearing this wire mesh mask, I am wearing this $40 helmet with $18 attachment on it, so that I still have this plastic in front of me. That doesn't always stop BBs, but it is effective almost all the time. If I'm not wearing the helmet, I really suggest wearing a hat of some type. I usually wear a beanie. They put the most between your head and the BB, because I have had BBs hit me in the bare head and it did not feel good at all. And if your goggles are fogging up, even with venting, this is a wax and defogger, and it'll last for about an hour or so. Something that is big in Airsoft is gloves. So these are rubber-backed gloves, my usual playing gloves. And here is a picture of what happened one week when I left them at home by accident. So this was actually a range shot. It hit me on the bare hand. And I bought these, which are paintball gloves. They do not help. They have protection literally nowhere. So these are $12. These Vulcan gloves, whereas those paintball gloves cost about $30. So it's a definite more bang for your buck, so to speak. So by law, Airsoft stores do have to include an orange tip on the gun. Usually it is farther out from where the barrel of the real gun would be, so that police, even just walking from your car, or from the field to your car, can go, okay, here's an orange tip obstructing his sight, chances are that's Airsoft. And when you're on a field, between games, they will ask you to put one of these over the muzzle of your gun. This is a barrel bag. What this does is if your gun goes off, it'll stop the BB from going out and hitting someone in the eye who's not expecting it. So, okay, so I want you to remember, Airsoft is a simulated gun. And just like everything else, it still needs its proper safety equipment. But once it has all of that, it can develop your sportsmanship and leadership skills. And always remember, use your imagination. This game changes for you. We have changed entire game modes because it went too fast, even though we usually win. So, my sources of information were Silo Entertainment, US Airsoft, and Novridge on YouTube, as well as some of my own experience. This concludes my presentation. Any questions?
How did you personally get started in this?
The question is, how did I personally get started in this? I actually was just looking through YouTube for reenactments, and I kind of stumbled across Silo Entertainment's channel, and some of the stuff he did was just amazing to me, so I figured I've got to try this for myself.
Can you relate anything that you have learned about with Airsoft to other areas of your life or things that you want to do in the future?
So the question was, can I relate what I've learned in Airsoft to areas of my life or what I plan to do in the future? The leadership is a big part of that, kind of getting to know, okay, these guys are trusting me to lead them the right way. So I do my best to lead them. And observation is also something, I'm learning, look for finer things than just a big picture. Are there any other questions?
But why do you say it uses your imagination when, it's just shooting your gun?
In what way do you use your imagination?
Okay, so in what way do you use your imagination with Airsoft? Well, like me, it's kind of using my imagination. I set up this whole kit. And especially when I get the helmet, I actually built this kit actually from online without even really knowing the parts. And I just was looking at pictures and figured this out. So it's kind of having to imagine what are you gonna look like when you're done. And then you can act out whatever you want once you're on the field. You can pretend you're whoever you want to be.
Wow.
Are there any other questions? If there are no more questions, I hope that I have given you reasons of why to play Airsoft. Thank you. Hey guys, and welcome back to Warfront Airsoft. So, this speech I gave actually as a 4-H project. So, I was basically just told to come up with a topic and give a speech on it. It had to be 10 to 15 minutes long. So I decided to give it on Airsoft, and now you guys get to have the fun of watching that speech happen in beautiful YouTube. So if you haven't already, please like the video. It always helps channels when you like their videos. And subscribe for more content. And also, I play at Extreme Velocity in Salem Thursday nights. Actually, this coming Thursday, I am going to be playing there. So, come on, get your butts over there so we can play together. So, if you want to know in the future when I'm playing, email me at warfrontairsoft@gmail.com and say, let's play a game. I will automatically make you guys part of a list that I'm going to set up so that it's just automatically, I'm going to send all of you guys an email when I'm playing. Just expect emails on Wednesday nights. The only requirement is you have to be in Oregon or planning on being in Oregon. So, yeah. Let's enjoy a game together. I'm recording this on phone and notifications just keep popping up, sorry. But yeah, let's play a game together. So, I mentioned 3 YouTubers. I am going to link those 3 YouTubers down below. And yeah, that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching.